We are, oh shit, we are live.
We are now on the air?
We should be.
Okay.
I'm going to mute the site. There we go. That way I can still monitor it.
All right, there we are. We're on the air.
Wait, I'm on Valve
Let me make
still.
sure
No wonder why.
that
It's still showing Valve. Are they still playing?
I'm on Archeo RPG and we're here.
Okay. I just had to
waved at the
refresh
camera.
mine. Yeah. Breakfast. All right. Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of, what were we calling this? Secret Hidden Mysteries?
Oh, yeah, the Hidden Secret Mysteries with an Alien Head. It's a podcast with one episode.
Technically, there's 3 recorded. I just need to get them.
Hunt for Secret Mysteries.
It was
Season 1, SkinWalker Ranch.
There we go. There we go.
There we go. There we go.
We will finish it. I promise. It will happen.
There should be a Alien Head logo in the corner, but that was like work.
It was, and I forgot about it.
And if you've ever seen this show before, work is not one of our strong suits.
This is true. This is sadly true. Wow. Thanks, Bill. Thanks for that.
So we should give a recap of both this show and the show we're watching.
Yes.
SkinWalker Ranch.
You do that recap while I put a shout out that we're live, because I've managed to do this flawlessly for everyone except us.
Yeah. Live. Content warning. We will cuss.
Not us.
We will cuss.
It's true. It's very true.
Cuss.
We will cuss, yes.
So, during the course of this season for SkinWalker Ranch, so SkinWalker Ranch is an infamous place where UFO sightings have been seen for years and decades. 1994.
Oh, that's decades.
2 incidents. 2 incidents in 1994.
I feel like you're being picky.
Property was bought then by a billionaire named Bigelow, who didn't tell anybody what he was doing here, so everybody jumped to conclusions. And he was also into UFOs on the side. So obviously this place was a UFO research place.
It's the only logical conclusion.
Some other billionaire, he's so boring, I always forget his name.
Mr. Big.
Bigelow. Yeah, no, not Mr. Bigelow.
Yeah, he's not Bigelow, but I just call him Mr. Big because he's like constantly showing off how wealthy he is in some way.
And constantly showing off that he has the puzzle box from
yes.
Hellraiser in the background of every shot that he's in.
I'm telling you, there's an end game with that. I think you're right.
There's a meta thing going on here.
Yeah.
And I don't think we're dealing with aliens. I think we're dealing with the occult.
I think we're dealing with Cenobites. I think that dude believes Hellraiser is a documentary and not a movie.
So, our foolhardy group of middle-aged white guys who are on the ranch to investigate this season are thankfully protected by Dragon, who won't let them dig.
I love Dragon. Dragon and Eric, man. What is not to love there?
So during the course of their investigation, we have been conducting our own investigation. Up until this episode, I have been in various hiding places around the ranch and surrounding areas to try to verify the claims being hoisted by the cast of, amazingly, there are 3 physicists on here, and you will understand why I say amazingly as you watch this. Sara somehow managed to find every tea room and veranda in the surrounding basin in Utah. But today I am home because during the course of the last investigation, so previously they're going to talk about in a second, there were some cattle mutilations, and a lot of people talked in boardrooms and stuff. And, they were thinking there might be something on underground, even though previously they thought there was something up in the air. And then previously they thought there was like lights coming from over top of that ridge they're looking at right now. And then previously they saw some rockets over here. And previously they are very inconsistent. The only thing consistent, though, is they are searching for phenomenon.
They have a lot of theories that are not very fleshed out, the parameters of which are not defined, and they don't know how to test for any of it, and so it's just like all over the place. It's just, they'll go through 5 different theories. I'm not even exaggerating. I think Bill counted one time. They'll go through like 5 different theories before in one episode, in one 1-hour episode. And yet it's still the slowest damn show I've watched in a really long time.
In the first episode, they ended the show in a boardroom on the ranch that lasted 15 minutes. The beginning of the next episode, the
same boardroom.
First 15 minutes was still in that exact same boardroom. And you know what the conclusion was? Magnets.
How do magnets work?
They didn't know. How do they work?
All right, I have notified Twitter that we exist.
Oh, yeah.
Just have to figure out what window I'm supposed to be watching. I've lost myself.
Okay, so anything else we're missing on? Oh, so last time, we'll get to the different, there's a couple of abandoned homesteads on this property.
Yeah, there's 3.
And Homestead 2 seems to be the focus on sort of most of the weird activity.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I might have solved that. So last time I was walking around because I didn't want to see dead cattle, so I was poking around Homestead 2, and I kind of bumped into this little guy.
Bobbles. Where did you find a giant bobblehead?
This is the giant Funko one.
Oh, I love
this
it.
This little guy, I'm not quite sure his name because all he ever says is chicken nuggies and chocolate milk. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but I go to McDonald's a couple times a day to feed him. He seems to be happy. But since the little guy's there, and we got guys carrying guns and scientists who hold scientific equipment upside down, it didn't seem like the safest place for a small child. So I've taken him off. I'm now in my undisclosed secret bunk. Damn, the window's open. Bunker.
Can't see anything.
To protect this little guy here.
I think that's very noble of you to sacrifice the mission to save the life of an innocent.
Yes. Which is probably a bigger revelation. Oh, and remember, this show is called The Secret of SkinWalker Ranch. We are in the finale right now.
Yes.
I am super excited that we are going to learn what that secret is.
Now they officially got renewed for a 2nd season, right?
Son of a bitch.
You're going back out in a few months. Get ready. All right.
Alrighty.
So I think that really kind of wraps it up. There's a lot of board meetings. There's a lot of random stuff that has nothing to do with anything. There's a lot of misuse. And headaches. There's a lot of misuse of actual scientific equipment. There's a lot of misuse of stuff that is not actual scientific equipment as scientific equipment. There
are mysteriously draining batteries on everything except the camera equipment.
There's a lot of obfuscation and a lot of misdirection going on because they kind of make it sound like this place is out in the middle of nowhere, and it's really not. There are major roads that drive around and near the SkinWalker Ranch. It looks like they might actually be an active airstrip, air flight path over the ranch. So there's a lot of everyday stuff going on. Oh, they're downwind from one of the nuclear testing sites. So they have radioactive remain in the dirt around them. So there's that. There's just little things that you need to be aware of that make the things that they find make more sense, but they don't mention it at all ever in the show. They also never take baseline readings for anything, so every time they get any kind of reading, they're like, oh my god, and it's like you have nothing to compare it to, so you don't know if it's weird. But anyway, we're basically just delaying watching this. Are you ready?
Delaying our pain. Let's dive in and
All right.
let's get this over with, at least for a few months.
Brace yourself. Brace yourself.
Look at that. What is that? There's a helicopter coming in.
That dude's hovering right there.
Oh, we were just watching this
right now. There's something going on out here.
Run!
There's no sign of struggle. It's just dead.
Oh, hey, that's the cow from the first episode.
All the frequencies are excited. Mankind doesn't know how to do that.
You all may have the first consistent data here at the SkinWalker Ranch.
Oh, hey, is that a real cow?
Something that doesn't want us to understand.
The cow is...
Talking head lady there is actually from Ancient Aliens, the television show. She's one of their investigative reporters that they send to go talk to unnamed sources. So she's kind of a mainstay in the Ancient Alien genre.
So I'm glad. So we got experts then on site.
Yes. And also I'm going to be really pissed if they murdered an animal just for this damn show. So putting that out there now. It's not looking good.
Right here, I can't help but also notice that there's something happening here.
The cow reacted the moment that object appeared.
The dead cow?
There is a ranch in northern Utah. It is considered the epicenter of the strangest and most disturbing phenomena on Earth. Animal mutilations, bizarre UFO sightings,
That's the moon!
and unusual energies that have proven harmful to humans. For 20 years, the federal government tried to find answers and failed. Now, a new team of dedicated scientists, researchers, and experts has taken over. They are determined to solve the mystery and reveal the secret of SkinWalker Ranch.
Hidden secret mysteries.
Well, I think what the purpose of the show is to make the other shows on History Channel seem more legitimate.
You might be on something. Certainly makes Oak Island look less goofy.
Equipment.
So here, you can see she starts to get up. The cow is trying to get up on her feet.
We're really going to do this.
If we
The
look,
object is here.
if we look up and to the right,
The cow reacted
to the right.
the moment that object appeared above the cow. The cow was reacting.
Yes.
Can we talk about that? Can we talk about the video editing to make it look like that just magically appeared? Because I guarantee you we're not going to see any of the film footage leading up to that.
Right, because this is an extreme zoomed in version of what the camera itself would have been way back, and the cow would have been that tiny. This is what we call an artifact.
It could be a bird.
On the film.
I mean, there's a tree there. It could be a bird. It could be...
Right, because we don't know the frames per second of this.
Don't know anything about this video. We don't know... this is what I'm talking about. We, the audience, do not know anything about how this particular picture came into being. And this show, over this season, has totally proven that they are all about doctoring shit. So, anyway.
They're not even good.
Yesterday
They're
on the
really
ranch,
not.
we found that a 2-year-old cow that had gotten completely separated from the rest of the herd just suddenly died, and for no apparent reason.
So we're going to show you all of the gross zoom ups.
So I'm getting some pretty high spikes.
Oh, wow. Later, we had a
No
veterinarian
explanation what
come
that
out and
means.
perform an autopsy to determine the cause of death. But his findings only served to confirm our suspicions that something really out of the ordinary.
That was Claudia Lanz. They had her down as a ranch hand. She is actually an archaeologist. She is a CRM archaeologist in her other life.
And a forensics and an
An osteophorensics, yeah,
She's written a
person.
book, or covered a book on it.
Ordinary must have happened to it.
I just want to verify something, that the animal was going about her business, doing her thing, got stressed by something, then lowered her immune system, which allowed pneumonia to set in.
Exactly, yeah. All the signs I've seen point toward stress-induced pneumonia.
So,
Okay.
Luckily, one of Eric Bart's surveillance cameras actually captured the moment that the cow died. It also captured something else, something that appears to be a UFO in the sky directly overhead.
Go back and show them where you first see it, Eric.
Okay, so this is our
stress-induced
first
pneumonia can
shot
kill
of
a
it.
cow in seconds.
apparently. It
Pneumonia.
just looks like stress-induced pneumonia. Pneumonia.
All right.
No, wrong button. There we go.
As opposed to
And I'm
phenomenon.
going to go
Phenomenon.
single stepping, one frame at a time.
Hey,
So
actually,
it came out of the trees.
So is that 1/30th of a second
It's
video?
115.
This is 115.
And so
Bird,
clearly,
you can see the wing go up. You can see the wing go up.
Can you?
Yeah. I will point where no one else can see but me
I
to
mean,
show you.
it's behind the trees. And you know the distance from the camera to the trees is how far?
It's about 75 feet between
It's in proportion to the
tree that you see
trees.
on the far right and the next tree. to
So
the
if it's
right.
directly over the tree line, it moves 75 feet
You
in a
don't
15th
know
of a
that.
second.
You don't know how far behind the tree it is.
Also, his area of physics that he is supposedly the master of is not. It's light. It's not this.
Second. So you multiply
mean,
that,
he
it
knows
means
how
it
to
moved
make
about 1,000 feet in a
meteor
second.
craters turn into.
Oh, that's right, that's right,
a
that's right.
high-powered rifle bullet.
It's a fucking
I was
bird.
sitting here this whole time just thinking it was a bird, but you watch
It's
her.
because you're right.
No, there's no bird moving that fast. Not at 1,000 feet per second.
You don't know
I have
shit
no
about
idea what that
birds.
is.
You're saying 1,000 feet per second, assuming it's right above the tree. So
Right.
if it's just beyond the tree, it could be moving
At a
even
rate.
faster and faster.
There's an interesting thing that I noticed when we were looking at it earlier. Eric, you can pull
See,
the
this is
one
what we call
directly up.
gaslighting. One guy's like, this is a bird. No,
Yeah,
it's not.
right.
Okay. We got peer pressure going on here. We have a group dynamic where everyone's going to be on the same narrative by the end of it.
And we've seen them do this before, actually, because the ranch, the guy that helps run the ranch, who is a computer programmer, pointed out that the shit behind the wall was just wall fall from when they punched a hole in it, and they were like, no, it's a burn episode, even though it didn't have any burning in it whatsoever.
Over the cow and zoom in on the thing.
T-shirt guy.
You want to go in tighter?
Yep.
Yeah.
If you look
Here's Dragon.
around the spot, there's an area that looks a little bit different.
Halo.
It's called pixelation. It happens when you zoom in on a fucking picture like that. Like, that's the first thing anybody who does this will tell you. That's not an aura. It's just the coloration changing. Look, there's an aura around the trees, you guys. There's an aura around this
Yeah, right down the
cloud.
bottom.
You can't see my pointer, but I'm pointing at it.
Well, I am too.
We're all pointing. We're gesticulating angrily.
Yeah, I noticed it when I did an analysis of the Tic Tac video that the Navy has.
I don't know what that is.
Well, that's the video that the Navy released.
Recently, it's come to light that there's been this program that the Pentagon has been
I got
funding
nothing
called
on that.
the Advanced Airspace Threat Identification Program, AATIP, or
What's
ATIP.
called irrelevance.
It is irrelevant. And also, I may
Because
not be
that's a
able to
separate
explain that video. That doesn't mean it's aliens. It just means we don't know. That's why it's called
It's
an
an
unidentified flying object.
Yeah, you just don't know what it is.
Yeah, that's all that means.
Yeah, Navy, some pilots from the Navy and analysts afterwards couldn't identify what that is. That's
Yeah,
all
it's-
that means.
Yes, it's weird. Yes, I would like to know what it is. No, my first conclusion is not that it's aliens. Anyway, let's listen to... What is this guy's name again? God, we are bad at this.
Travis.
That's Travis. That's Travis.
He looks like a Travis.
That's Travis. Taylor. Travis Taylor?
Taylor.
Dr. Taylor.
This
we
program
are
was actually
experts on this show.
Are we?
The definitive
Are we?
recap.
We were doing good, and then we took like a 2-month break, so don't blame us.
To save this episode for you here
we knew.
at RTO Gaming Con 2020. So in reality, it's your fault.
Wow. Way to transfer blame.
Audience already.
It's all right, audience. Apparently, we don't need you. I don't know. Please don't leave. We love you. Let's get back to this. We're never getting through this fucking episode. We are 5 minutes into this episode, Bill.
Holy shit! And we're 20 minutes into our program.
Put in
whoever's on it
to look at unknown.
No, we'll stop.
UFOs.
Noon goes.
And there's a gimbal video that was released.
I should pretend like I care about the chat.
And all these videos
Here we go.
show a vehicle that's flying with some type of propulsion that we don't
Pneumonia.
know.
That was a good one.
It is by looking at the video. When we looked at it on a FLIR, that told us that it was cold and the craft was warm. And then you got ambient air around it. During my first meeting with the SkinWalker team,
about?
Brandon showed me a photo of a UFO that was taken above the ranch.
One of the first things that we captured on the property was an interesting object just over the mesa.
And it looked to have that same kind of halo around it, something that I believe is caused by a temperature differential. And that's something I've seen in a number of other UFO videos. It could be a highly, highly classified thing, but here's the thing. If there's a project that's that classified, that level of technology so far advanced from the rest of the technology we have on the planet, it's real hard to swallow.
Two things we don't know. Are we dealing with a craft that is moving point to point and has influence on the brain of that cow?
Okay, but why is it killing a cow?
And the fact that the herd is not around. I don't know that I have seen them pushed up to that side of the ranch since we brought them on. So that behavior by
They
itself
were up
was
against that
unusual.
side of the ranch
They saw the
2
cow,
episodes ago.
and it's not a mutilation.
A very sick
But
cow.
somehow that animal
away from
was
the
sick
herd.
enough or affected.
That's what sick animals do. They separate themselves from their group. I mean, if you've ever had a sick pet, that's kind of one of the first ways you know that there's something really wrong is they separate themselves from the family unit. I don't understand. I mean, I do understand. This is, like I said, this is obfuscation and misdirection. So they're like magicians. Look over here, look over here, look over here.
And it's for good things. It's also a great demonstration on gaslighting. They're going to keep repeating this, repeating this, until you believe it.
Well, I don't. But I guess if this was the only information source I had, or if I didn't have more things to back up my knowledge base, I guess this would sound plausible. Anyway.
Enough or manipulated enough, it was left behind all the herd, and it is that has been reported over and over in animal mutilation cases. Is it related in some way?
I think we're seeing a reaction to something in its environment at the very end, and it's enough of a reaction that it's making a deathly ill cow want to move.
Get out of there.
Deathly ill.
We very well could have prevented a full-blown cattle mutilation from occurring.
That's a possibility.
You probably could have also prevented a cow death if you'd taken it to a vet.
You know, it's one of those things we continue to hit home that correlation isn't causation. But we have two really interesting phenomena occurring at exactly the same time.
Correlation isn't causation, except it is.
It really
we're gonna hammer that one.
Can we prove the cow moved?
As I always say, correlation.
Then you just gotta wonder if this object appeared at just the same time this cow is dying its last breath, and then just after the fact we're measuring all these weird electromagnetic signals. Is that a coincidence?
We're out in the middle of nowhere.
Okay, we only know that happened because you told us that it happened. We didn't see anything of that. Unless you're saying that the helicopter from when you were running audio tests from last episode on Homestead 1, I believe. So then that would mean that your little blip is the helicopter, and you damn well know what it is. See what I'm saying?
Still don't know. They've calibrated these equipment for the camera crew that's constantly following.
Oh yeah, and then there's like the camera crew, and you know they've got drones because you can see the drone shots periodically. So yeah, no.
So, which begs the question, Linda, have you seen with other cases you have investigated these type of phenomena attend cattle mutilations and other events?
The sudden separation of a herd that goes completely as far as they can go in a pasture, leaving the animal that is found mutilated, that's happened many, many times.
Yeah, it happens anytime there's a sick animal. We've covered this.
I feel strongly where there are mutilations, where there are UFOs, you're going to find that there are magnetic anomalies. They go together. And that includes the running down of batteries.
I can't keep up.
Yeah, what happened to demons? Were we doing demons earlier?
What happened to the Navajo?
Oh shit! Wow. Isn't it the Shoshone?
For a long one.
Yeah, you are. Like that's like way back on first episode. Was it the Navajo or the Shoshone?
Well, they kept talking about Shoshone, but the Navajo are the ones with the SkinWalker myth, which they have, like most Western tellings of it, have completely twisted and turned and makes no resemblance whatsoever to the actual tradition.
Just throwing it out there since we actually have an audience for once. If you are someone who is of either tribe and you would like to come talk with us about this particular topic, I am 100% open to it. You can reach us at archyfantasies at gmail.com. I'm always looking for people who are actual representatives of the tribes to actually talk about this kind of stuff, if you feel up to it.
We do. Or any, other expert on these fields that are being blown past.
Yeah. Also, I also understand that some of these topics are considered taboo, and I completely understand why some people will not want to talk about them. No judgment. These people are idiots. Anyway.
Oh, what type of phenomenon are we talking about?
Phenomena.
Basically, because the phenomenon changes based upon what their latest thing is.
Yeah, there's
so now they're all completely focused on this cattle mutilation, even though they were doing other experiments.
And we haven't talked about the cattle mutilation since first episode. Yeah.
Other things throughout the course of the season.
That was an unfortunate pause.
We're still around the table.
We spend a lot of... I wonder if I could cut all of the roundtable discussions, splice them all together, and see exactly how long on the film they're in the room here. Because you know that whatever it is that got shown is at least double to triple the actual amount of time they spent doing this. Anyway.
Yeah, I want to check the clothing aspect of this to find out if they maybe shot this all on a single weekend.
I feel like yes. Because Eric's shirt still hasn't changed.
Yeah. Everybody seems to be dressed in the same outfits a lot.
He's wearing the same damn suit. Either that or he's like only owns one style of suit and one style of shirt.
It's his power shoes, and he's got an entire closet full of them.
I would believe that, though. I do actually believe that. Anyway, we got to get back to this.
Wow.
All right, let's get back to this.
We get that all the time. It's really weird that when strange things seem to happen, we seem to find something in the sky at the same time.
I think we are dealing with point to point. I think we're dealing with portals. I think we are dealing with advanced technology.
Fucking portals?
You see, you've got the combination
Where the portals
of just about
come from?
every strangeness going on here at SkinWalker Ranch. But after being here for a day, I think the chapter has just simply turned. And what I think gives me a new confidence that maybe we're going to get some more data is because of the work you're doing.
This is just word salad.
Hooray, you guys keep doing this because this is maybe the
It's
only
just
way
word
we're really
salad. She's
going
just
to learn
spitting
some
word
of the
salad.
truth that has been hidden.
Absolutely.
Man.
I think we're just starting
She's on
to pull back the curtain with our investigation here
We're
at
at the
SkinWalker Ranch.
beginning
And
of the next
we
phase
look forward
of
to
the
further
overall
updates in the future.
story.
Thank
It
you.
has more future endeavors to go to.
I'm not even pausing for that.
1 month later, they're all dead.
Be nice.
Good to have you
Hey,
back.
another boardroom.
I missed you guys after being out there with y'all for so long.
It's a different boardroom.
And I kept looking over my shoulder for crazy stuff to happen.
Wait a minute, that was the end of their.
Brandon has instructed
That was
Tom,
the end
Eric,
of their infield investigation. They're now going to. The rest of the episode is most likely going to be a recap.
Oh shit! They are 10 minutes. They are 10 minutes into a 50-minute episode. So that means the next 40 minutes is going to be them in this boardroom. And you wanted to watch this at normal speed. Ha! Fool!
And the team to continue their surveillance of all the activities on the ranch. But after the death of the cow, we decided to put a pause on experimentation out there, at least until we've had
What,
a
in
chance
honor
to
of the
analyze
dead
all
cow?
the data that we collected over the summer.
We
Hey,
needed a
gentlemen, I'd
pause
like
until
you
we
to
got a
meet
renewal
Attorney
for season
General for the state of Utah, Sean Reyes. Dragon, hey, how's it going? See you again. Good to see you too, sir. Travis Taylor.
What? How the hell did they get the AG from Utah here? And doesn't he look thrilled? He's like, oh god.
Is he up for election this year? Is he up for election
This
and
is gonna-
wants to be on TV
Wow.
to kind of get publicity?
That is
Did
the
they tell him
face
what
of a
this really
man who is regretting this decision immensely right now. He's like, oh god, oh god. Alright, anyway, we're just making fun of him.
Taylor, pleased to meet you. Attorney General Reyes has been briefed over the course of the last several years, and he's been very well aware and kept up on the events that have occurred on property with you. And I thought it was important today, at his request, for him to be briefed on some of the more disturbing and interesting incidents that we've most recently had out on the property.
Is that guy really a billionaire?
Appreciate your time.
Glad you're here.
Very much.
There's one
The
on
fact
TV.
that our activities at
That's-
SkinWalker Ranch
yeah,
have merited
see?
the attention of the state's attorney general shows me how seriously the state of Utah is taking everything that we're doing out there.
Either that or they're trying to figure out if you've committed a crime and if they're going to charge you with it. I mean, I would not be thrilled that the AG has decided to take a personal interest in whatever I was doing.
Like, what jurisdiction? What is he going to do? Arrest the alien? We got some illegal. We get ICE in here. We got some illegal aliens out of SkinWalker Ranch. No ICE.
Especially not the dude
No
from
ICE
Utah.
for aliens off planet. No ICE for aliens in planet. Wow, that's my commentary for the day.
There. I mean, let's face it. If
There we
just some of our suspicions turn out to be correct, the national security implications could be huge.
Thanks very much.
He's in the state
Brandon's
of
been keeping me
Yeah.
Not national
updated
security.
because you all shepherd the public now in a much more visible way into the exploration of what a SkinWalker Ranch represents. Yeah. And on behalf of the citizens of the state of Utah, I think it'd be important that this isn't viewed as just, this mysterious project that these outsiders are conducting. These are important issues for our state. I'm happy to be part of it. I'm honored that
He
you
has
all
no
would
idea what's
brief
going
me
on.
and let me participate. So
Hey, they took
thank
his
you all.
vest away.
Each and every one of you.
A political.
Appreciate it. You. Thank you.
This is what's called a political.
As we
person.
come back together
That's
after
exactly what that
a
was.
month, I thought it was important to evaluate the events that happened on that ranch. Yeah.
Whatever it was, it went
Because
away.
now you have hard data that helps us hopefully understand what is at play at SkinWalker Ranch.
Right. There's so many points here, very good, important points for us to discuss, and
Are you
really
gonna discuss
sifting
them?
information, trying to understand, what is significant, what may just be coincidental.
Oh, another thing
And
to
also
know
if there are
before to get
connections.
into laying everything
What
out.
are they?
No, there is no hypothesis.
Oh, yeah, no,
They've never laid out a hypothesis.
yeah, I don't know.
They've just been collecting data and then chasing it, and then going after a different piece of data and chasing that. There is no grand design. Just to make sure that you understand that as you continue watching this, there is no There is no logic.
No.
What have you taken from the events that have occurred over the last few months? Well, let's take this recent disturbing incident with the cow.
The cow died, and we have, at the time of it dying, measured
That thing is so
strange microwave
cute.
activity.
He was getting
I don't
famous.
even like
Yeah,
pop
and microwaves.
figures.
See, I figure get him out of the
Hey,
ratings.
y'all, I'd recommend not to touch it till we see if it's radioactive
He's
or not.
adorable.
No sign of trauma.
What in the world? There's no
Everybody
cat
loves
tracks,
Baby Yoda.
no sign of struggle.
Middle of the
It's
day.
just dead. Jim, you see anything on the
dead.
spectrum analyzer?
So I'm getting some pretty high spikes.
Oh, wow. Look at the meters just going crazy.
My
I
phone starts freaking out.
swear his
whenever your
accent's getting
tri-field goes
thicker.
off. I don't have any control over my phone right now.
He's doing it on
Dude, look at
purpose.
We had a actual
Oh, yeah,
autopsy
they
done
do phone
by a
tricks
veterinarian.
all the time.
Yeah, they
veterinarian.
do.
They love doing phone
And what they found out is that it died of pneumonia brought on by stress.
What we did record is we did record some anomalous object in the sky above the cow before it died that it
They
was
just
reacting
talk
to.
about all this stuff.
So you have a
10 minutes ago.
biosensor, in essence, that reacted immediately to the event.
Absolutely.
They
Some
are
of them scared it to
recapping
death.
what was
That's a really
recapped
good way to put it.
on
Some of them
this
scared it to
damn
death.
show.
It gets even stranger because after this cow died,
I
we do
guess this is
what
the
most
best
ranchers do,
episode
and
for
you
us
drag
to
it off to a
watch.
corner, and you let the body
Because it covers
decompose.
everything. But
And
I
let
mean,
the
right now,
scavengers-
we're talking
And,
about
yeah,
things
and
they
the
just
typical thing
talked
is the
about.
coyotes
We
and the
tested on the
scavengers
previous
come
show.
in and they get clean. I was just up
I
there
feel like
3 times they've talked about this.
and I went over there with that cow gun, and it
I'm a
has not
turn.
been touched. To this day, not a single scavenger has touched that cow.
Wait,
One of my
You just left it out there.
you're trying to tell me that this desiccated animal has not been touched by any scavengers whatsoever. You
One, you don't
you
know what
want
scavengers
me to believe. First off, I'm sorry for everyone. I can't even. I'll put a trigger warning on this one when we archive it, but I have no idea what they're going to be doing here. And for two, let's take a moment. I'm sorry, and look at this. If you've ever worked in the field, or if you've ever worked on anything that studies decomposition, this is a very well decomposite, whatever. This is perfect decomposition. The insects have already been here. The bacteria has already been here. The small animals have already come and gone. Yeah, maybe the birds haven't gotten to it yet, but I don't really know. Probably they already did because they usually just go for soft material anyway. And the eyes are already missing, which means something's eaten it. I mean, this is bullshit. Predators have been
Your
all...
tongue's already gone.
Yeah, I mean, scavengers have been all over this fucking thing. Anyway, let's get this off the screen now.
Grew up working on a cow farm in Alabama, and he told me that if lightning ever struck one of the cows, that the predators would not. Maybe something happened to this cow.
That
We know
cow
it
is
struck by
flat.
lightning because there was no storms at the time, but we did measure really high microwaves, and maybe
And microwaves don't do that.
is affecting this cow.
Yeah, because you know, high microwaves is going to be my lunch after all over my lunch after I finish watching this.
Props
I
to
can't help
you.
it. All I got is frozen meals.
We were launching rockets, for example, when suddenly we see so many phenomena across.
Oh yeah, the rocket
Pay
launching.
attention here. They're launching rockets. We're going to see an actual female scientist in the field.
Will we? Or will they have edited her out?
Well, they might have edited her out. They did have definitely edited everything she said out.
Instead, during that activity,
And they definitely edited out her opinion to whatever phenomenon they observed.
I remember she said something.
they were in panic. It was nearly stampeding.
I think she said, I'm going to set another rocket up or something like that.
Yeah.
Yep, there she is.
Oh, they did.
Oh, you missed it.
Oh, the rocket scared the cows. That's weird. That the cows would be scared by rockets.
They were going to take down the East Fence. Something that gave them more concern than the sound of the rockets. And it's at the
PPE.
Right? I just read that. I was like, oh, that's funny.
They got Dragon. He carries a shotgun. That's all the PPE they need.
There she is.
We got something. Hold on.
Oh, wait, it's a plane, I think. Oh, that wasn't a plane. Oh, there it is again.
Oh, yeah, this one.
Yeah.
It's one thing to have a light in the night or some random sighting, but when livestock start to literally fall over, it's not unheard of to have them die from time
No
to time,
offense
but
to the
not
AG
under
of
these
Utah.
kinds of circumstances,
Huh?
not with this many questions, or our bigger concern beyond livestock when this starts to.
I feel like this is the first he's maybe heard of this, and he's just trying to make reason out of it. I mean, because if you just got blindsided by a bunch of yahoos telling you all this, and you're trying to be politically correct.
We were in a cave.
You're going to dance, but humor them.
Mm-hmm.
That made me nearly pass out.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, this is hilarious. Come on, they got to show the other guys. This is a good one because it shows all the recaps, everything you missed.
That's true.
Oh,
this
no.
is like we really are
Look at
recapping
the guy,
these.
Look at the guy in red.
He's so sad. He's like, why am I here?
They're laughing at him. He's talking about how his head hurts because the gas is in there, and there are two other people
There's
in
no
there.
Gases.
We're just laughing at him.
Yeah, because they didn't have any readings of anything. Oh my
Oh,
god.
look at that. It's a big tunnel entrance. Archaeologists out here.
Like a cistern.
Y'all know what this is.
We were just exposed to ionizing radiation. So did you?
They're very calm for being exposed to something that could potentially murder them in a matter of days.
Well, they were carrying a device on them, so that's fine, right? You don't actually have to have proper PPE or a health and safety plan or anything like that.
Do they even have? Oh yeah, that's right. His wow.
Boo boo.
And on into the summer, it kept getting bigger and bigger and started hurting.
Quit picking at it.
Yeah, that's nasty. He said, well, you've got 2 bone spurs in there. They said, well, you're going to have it removed because it's going to keep getting bigger and worse. And so they went in and they took out a cyst.
Why?
There were like 18
bone spurs in his finger. So what?
And
the alien bone spurs in his finger.
It's still a little bit painful, but it's it's healing fine.
Still a little painful, but he's fine.
I believe that whatever this phenomenon is that we've measured, every time we've measured it, we do
Phenomenon.
get high energy levels in microwaves, and we've measured gamma
Phenomenon.
rays. And so it's possible that whatever this
Phenomenon.
I'm not doing this.
But you're not the only one, right?
Phenomenon.
I know at least for my injury, and if I'm under the correct understanding of some of the other injuries, they couldn't explain it away. They never came to conclusion of what caused it.
Tom, I worry about him because he might actually have some like serious health things going on.
Right?
And don't be distracted by the other yahoos here. Hopefully, I want that treated.
Yeah, I mean that is weird. It
He's
is
got a
weird.
bump on the back of his head.
The injuries that
Like,
come with
grows
the
out.
experience back 2 years ago were of the nature that he had a neurological episode and he had a big swelling in the back of his head.
Looks thrilled to have
And
that picture
his
taken.
injury
It's just
was
like,
consistent with a
whatever,
radiation
guys.
beam that entered his body from a specific angle back behind his head. So Thomas's injury really reinforces that this ranch could be very dangerous.
And somehow all of this is coupled. We just don't know how.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're experiencing things of a subjective nature. Something in our physiology is responding to something on the property, but we also see
Phenomenon.
different kinds malfunctioning from the ranch.
We should do
Next.
a special clip episode with just phenomena. Every time that.
I want to figure out how to do like a counter. So if we do next season, I just want to have like a counter showing how many times they say phenomena. Oh yeah, his phone
Oh
going
wow, got a
crazy.
phone trick.
Stupid phone tricks.
Dude, that is crazy.
I mean, you really could hijack somebody's phone and make it do that. And I really don't put it past the show to do that.
Takes our systems down. And it's not one type of device, it's many kinds of devices.
Right.
Very often batteries
Poor Dragon.
are discharged.
Yeah.
Or
He doesn't get to
things don't
shine in
work
this
correctly.
episode.
Yeah. Oh my God.
No, because he doesn't get to walk around with a gun.
No, Dig Dragon.
4 batteries last evening, and now they're into the yellow.
So yeah, they actually brought GPR out in the field, which is cool.
And then never used it.
They didn't use it because it's
because the batteries
Didn't
were
work.
half drained.
If it had electronics in it, somehow or other, it
But
malfunctioned
somehow,
around there to
the
something.
History Channel
Aliens
cameras,
of the
well, not History
Gaps.
Channel, who's the production company of this thing?
Same people
I
that
can't
do
remember.
Oak Island.
Yeah, those folks.
It's
They got
literally
a
the
name.
same production company that does Oak
second,
Island.
Move it 10 feet
Yeah.
over and it wouldn't work at all. All right, let's do this.
Well, their cameras are immune to alien phenomena.
That's weird. I'm not connected.
Yeah, somehow their cameras. They did have somebody actually call them out on the show.
I don't think this is a coincidence. I think what happened is that because we were all there, we were concentrated. We were
Yeah, the
doing
one
experiments,
drone to do, what are you going to do, thermal? They were going to do a multi-spectrum analysis.
Yeah. Yeah, actually,
That
this
one
was a
couldn't
good
fly,
episode.
But all the other camera drones were perfect.
actually show itself on a more frequent basis.
You actually see the light passing through that. Did you notice that?
Might not just be the reactions.
I'm not
of
replaying
the
it.
phenomena. The phenomena might
Phenomena.
actually be trying to tell us something, or show us something, or lead us to something. As you've seen,
We are
I've
going to
identified
spend the
other
rest of this
phenomena
episode
appear
in this
simultaneous.
This is a
with
recap. This is a clip show.
Does that
with the AG of Utah,
contact? So we
because that
didn't,
somehow makes it more
as far as I
legit.
can tell,
How about when Arnold and the little guy went to the bike shop and he had the creepy bike shop owner there?
For example, when a lot of them appeared over here.
Oh, look,
Oh,
the
sorry, that
Milky
was a
Way.
different Strokes. That was from a different Strokes clip show.
To reflect on all the things.
Hey!
One thing that I just can't seem to quit thinking about really is while we're launching those rockets, we had all these trips, saw all these UFOs appearing in the sky.
No, you didn't.
What is it? And we measured all these instruments.
You had
I wonder,
sunspots.
were we
What are those
communicating
called?
whatever this
Those are
phenomenon
real.
is by launching these rockets?
Well, the one by the plane is actually a sun reflection.
Yeah.
Most likely a reflection of light onto clouds, but maybe clouds or vapors, that's still a little translucent, so it's hard to see, but it's reflective nonetheless.
It is a known thing that happens
to understand
when airplanes
You've flown
pass.
on an airplane long enough, you've
Yeah.
seen it.
It has a name, and I don't remember what it is. If you know, put it in the comments below.
Disputing the fact that
Because we're experts.
we launched rockets.
We're archaeologists. We're experts in a little bit of everything.
I mean, within seconds.
We were promised digging.
That is
That's why we
true.
started watching this
That
damn
is
show.
true.
It's just serendipitous.
You know what we got in this show?
No dig.
digging.
I wonder if they dig next season.
This much activity at one time.
Into the slogan. It's unexplainable.
Sundogs! Yes! Sundogs!
We've never had physical evidence that we actually saw with our own eyes. We've never had electronically recorded data.
This guy cannot talk without smiling.
And for those of us who look at
I can't tell if
One of
he's
those
just a
guys-
happy-go-lucky guy or if he just literally can't keep himself from almost laughing every time he has to say something on this show.
Someone's memory to
You might have been that form of like public speaking training and communications classes where you're told to be super positive with your audience at all times.
Sorry.
The phenomenon is real. Now,
You too can own real estate with no money down.
technologically now we've advanced this whole thing very, very hot to high level, which means that we can take the next level.
He got mad about something one episode, though, didn't he? What was he mad about?
Eat chicken nuggies.
whatever these are,
Chicky nuggies?
are saying, hey, do we have permission to say hi back?
Yeah. There are government agencies and divisions for interactions. We had them when we flew to the moon. We had to prepare just in case, even in a 1 in a million.
If
chance
physicists are
that
supposed to
we
be
may
experts
first
on
find out
everything, I have
how
a
do
very
we
low
do
opinion
that?
of physicists, with these three being the representatives of all physicists in the
What are
world.
the protocols?
Yeah,
That's right. That's it. Exactly.
right.
Maybe that's what we do is just follow
Physicist.
what's in that phenomenon guide.
Yeah. Right. You know, as I
Even he's bored.
my head is swimming with ideas about what it all means.
I mean, they might even have the same outfits for the suit for the boardroom scenes.
No, he's got a gray tie on, and his jacket's a different color. Dragon might be, because I don't think he owns anything that isn't black.
Yeah, that's his thing, man. We're gonna redo this board meeting. Oh God, we came back to it.
I guess we'll call it a model. Prompted by
I do like Eric.
measurements
I
of
built a
RF
thing that does this
microwave
stuff that
frequencies.
already exists and does things, but I rebuilt a new one.
For example, if there were a
That
source
may or may not actually work.
towards the ground,
Love Eric.
then what we see in the model represents how it would be reflected by the terrain into the space above.
One of our theories.
Oh yeah, there is a stationary object a mile above the
They can't find. It's
above the
invisible.
ranch.
It's invisible, you guys.
that's invisible. But when they sent up one weather balloon,
Please
that they lost,
show the
it was signs that they
string.
bumped into it.
Somewhere, just like a dish goes.
Please, that of everything they have ever done, the string is my absolute favorite.
Very suggestive.
It just surmises the
Is
show.
relevant somehow to what's going on.
I think I used
And
that
so,
wrong
to
word,
visualize
but
that
still
problem,
my
I
point
decided to
stands.
build this model. So what I'd like to do is to share some of the results of the modeling.
What
So the data
models?
that we use to build this model comes from the
What is
Geologic
this?
Survey.
This is terrain data that tells us what
I'll
the
turn
lay
it
of
up
the
some.
land is. And we plug that into the model.
Look at this guy. He's
and
like,
then turn
why
it
am
into a
I
reflector.
here?
So we should all recognize this.
They took Jim's vest
geography.
away.
That's awesome.
Wow. So we're going to
Ooh,
focus
we gotta-
on the things that may happen that intersect with the ranch property.
Good looking Jeepus map.
We are located
Yeah.
where you see that graphic.
That's a nice map.
Almost dead center.
Yes. So what I did was
The logo manages to fit right on there.
60,000 square kilometer mirror, and then producing a line of what you just described as radiation coming down from above. Okay. So we're going to look at how those rays interact with and reflect from this surface, which is what this next visual shows us.
Wow.
What are we looking at?
This represents
I
measurements
think
of
we need an
microwave
expert
frequencies
on
that
someone
we
who
had in the
uses
summer.
craters
We are
or basins.
I was
as,
just
satellite
thinking
reflectors.
that.
From above,
Just
primarily
thinking
for
that.
long wavelengths,
Too bad they don't have
not
one of
necessarily
those,
visible
Dr.
light.
Taylor. There.
Incredible. Yeah, it's really cool.
God, he
You'll look,
sounds so
like the
unimpressed
ones
about
right in the
everything.
center,
Yeah.
they're being focused. And the ones at the edge, you can see there is a significant focus.
But where did they
where
get this
these
data
things are
from?
being brought to a
No,
point.
this is the
There's
part they're
one
making up.
big-
They're saying something comes down from above and gets reflected back.
But,
So they're assuming that at 1 mile there's that thing, and that thing is shooting shooting waves down, and then it's going back up. Like for some reason, aliens need a natural terrain on Earth in order to transmit things into space. Maybe. I'm just making this up because they're making it up. There's no reason for any of this.
what are you showing me?
I'm pulling bullshit out of my ass right now like these guys are.
What am I looking at?
They're playing around.
Look at him. He's very excited about this, though. You guys, look, there's like a light. Oh, so they're not. What this is telling me is they're not going to show us the string. Maybe they got enough flack about that they decided to approach that from a different angle that wasn't them taking an arbitrary map and drawing up 3 arbitrary lengths of string until they cross.
Right, and
God, I missed that. So good.
And this is not going to a focal point.
Yeah, I mean, maybe at some point, like up here, but like, what are these? What are these rays? What is producing these rays? Like, did they have somebody out there with a fucking flashlight? Like,
Oh no, this is all 3D modeling now. They're just playing. They're playing with an assumption. Hey, let's put something up here that's radiating. It's like if you're doing Blender and you're playing around with the 3D shading. That's what they're doing.
yeah, that's what it looks like.
They're playing around with the 3D shading.
All right.
concentration of energy up here somewhere.
Somewhere. There you go.
That is amazing. Eric, this is so cool. Impressive.
Is
Based
it?
on Eric's visualization, I believe that the Uinta Basin could be acting almost like a satellite dish. One that both collects and
Of course he thinks it's a
directs
satellite
energy
dish.
from somewhere out in space.
Big question. What could be causing this energy? That's the
Pretty
big
colors.
the
Yes,
question
yes,
of
they
the
were
day.
pretty colors.
So there's 2 possibilities. Right now we're thinking, okay, it's a reflective dish. And so maybe the energy's coming from space.
To be fair,
and
this
it hit
is his
anything
field of
focused up. Or
expertise.
the other possibility is this could be acting like a lens and not just a dish. The source could be down here inside the Earth and coming up through it and focusing. But to what end, we
This
don't know.
too far.
And we've got to come up
The
with
comments
other
are
measurements
good.
to figure out where the energy's coming
Yeah.
from.
Except you have a
So we got
basin,
to
but
debate
you have no
whether it's
energy.
below
And you have no reason
coming
to
from
expect
above.
energy.
I mean, it could be a
Dude, they drew
combination of the two.
3
Absolutely. I
red
agree.
strings
100%.
up
There's
into
a
a
source
straight
and a
line.
destination where they're,
Yeah,
Yeah.
one of them's there's a source and
There is
what
something up
we gotta
there
find out
somewhere.
where they're coming from.
Not even like a good tight.
Oh, have they mentioned the
So
missing
like
weather balloon
yarn,
yet?
Kindergarten yarn.
that I found kind of troubling during the summer. You recall you did an exercise where you
The sun.
seemingly located a source, a concentration of signals, fairly low.
At about 5,000 feet, and I was just thinking about that.
Right.
Were
and could
you?
you point in the vicinity of where you think that was?
Yeah. So right in here, you can see there is some convergence right there.
There
There's a
is?
locus focus.
What are these
And we
lines
launched a weather
representing?
balloon with radio frequency and microwave.
Oh, they are
They're
mentioning the
bullshitting
weather
on
balloon.
their spots and
About that
places.
height, the instrument started to fail.
No, it didn't. It
You guys
didn't
ready?
fail.
Oh, here we go. We got weather balloon.
Here we go. All right, slowly let it out. All right, keep going. You're good.
The weather balloon never failed.
All right.
And that's a big balloon.
We just lost it.
Ain't that cool?
Was that the first one or the second one they let up?
Yeah.
It's the second one we let up with editing of the first one to make it look like they were
That it burned out the
on
instrument.
board.
Wow. And whether it's just bad luck or not, we never recovered the balloon either.
Interesting.
You never
Whoa.
recovered the balloon.
And we had GPS
Never.
trackers on it, so you
Never
lost it when it hit
recovered
that point.
the
Damn it, Bill. I thought you
All
let
of
the balloon
instruments
go.
failed. All the other instruments failed.
What?
It hit the helicopter. It got stuck on there, right?
It got
Wow.
stuck.
Also, if you need
know,
a
it's really
cheap GPS,
intriguing
use GPS
Got
slightly
startling
bumped.
a little bit is I've been
I can get. I know where you can get to.
You're right.
folks in the intelligence
I'm not
community
saying I
that
happened to
really
find one,
interested
but I
in
might
what
actually have.
found.
So, is it they approached you? How have they heard about?
They
Ooh, a
approached
bingo
us.
game.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
So we're being monitored.
Somebody approached.
Yeah.
He's been approached by the government.
Is this the guy in the helicopter?
No, Travis.
So we're being monitored.
You what?
There
How
are
do you
people
what?
interested in what we're doing. I find it
No.
really intriguing.
You saw a helicopter
They're
that
gonna
you
tell us something.
decided
I don't
was
know why.
someone
So
watching
my
you without
suspicion
any
is they measured a
evidence.
similar phenomena, don't know what it is, and they want to compare notes. And I find that really intriguing. It's very strange. So what this tells us, though, is there are real government organizations.
No, you were never
who
approached
are
by
interested in this
anyone.
phenomena and are taking it seriously. Wow. After being contacted
Wow, if government
by
agency was interested in it,
government, including some folks in the intelligence community, it was clear to me that someone had been following our progress on the range.
You gonna?
Look at that.
Yep, that's
What is
it.
that?
It's the fucking
Talk to a
helicopter.
guy. Talk to a guy.
You can hear it.
You can hear the helicopter.
I think somebody's watching
Wait a
us
minute.
right now.
That's
Is that
exactly
the,
what it looks like.
is that the company helicopter?
See, that was my thought
Guys, I'm gonna try to
too.
go in and look at the transponder data, see if I can figure out.
That's
who it
not
is.
even like a full black helicopter. It's got some sort of stripes on the side.
That could just be light.
Shit, how long? Right, big transponder. What we got, Eric? They didn't show up at all.
Jump it all.
So do you have a fear that there's a possibility of them shutting us down, or?
No,
I think it's more they're going to encourage us to go in a direction.
But do they want the world to know what's happening?
They won't tell anybody.
They
may not.
They
but
will not tell
I
anyone.
doubt they will acknowledge that they ever had the meeting with us, but they will know what we know at that point.
Yeah, the fact that we're being monitored, that our efforts have received a higher level of attention.
So he is claiming that they had a
within those
physical
channels,
meeting
I
with
think
someone
speaks
from
to
the government.
reality
He's been
of this
contacted.
range.
He's claiming that he's been contacted
100%.
by people in the
As we
government,
obtain
including
all of
people
this
from the
data
intelligence
and
community.
evidence, I think now
Who will not
it is
admit
to
our
the meetings.
responsibility to take
Yes.
this forward. But I'd like to hear from the team, what do we need to implement that will help us advance this research to the next level?
It's almost like
So
this whole thing has
naturally, I'm
been
interested in
video
increasing our
documented and is somehow going to be
instrumentation
released to the
bandwidth, our
public.
virtual presence on the property. I mean, we can't always be present. At the same time, I have a feeling more than a feeling. I have the data that suggests that there are things taking place all the time that are part of this puzzle, and we want to collect as much of that
Yeah,
as
all things
possible.
considered, this really was the
great
best
idea.
episode to be watching during this
So
time, though.
another experiment that we really should do
For you,
also.
the viewer, it is the best
Yes,
episode.
yes. For us, it's a little
For us,
frustrating, but
it's
for you
just,
guys, yes.
It's
a very good.
it's sort of like a PTSD situation. It's a lot of triggering going on here.
As a secondary payload.
God, the helicopter.
Projects, especially involving university, they'll launch it for you.
Oh, they haven't talked about the secret room yet.
And we would put it in an orbit that goes
or the portals.
The range.
Much.
Wow.
Did they mention portals yet in this meeting? I know they mentioned it in the
Ah.
other one.
I want
No portals yet. No Homestead 2.
Stimulating the phenomenon.
Oh, no shadow people at Homestead 2 yet.
Doing measurements with the rockets, and then suddenly we see so many phenomena. I want to see if we can reproduce that.
My God, they know phenomenon's a buzzword.
To it and have to bring it up a notch each time.
Please,
You know,
anyone
do we
watching this
twice
show,
as many rockets
don't do the
next
phenomenon
time?
drinking
Do we
game.
God, no.
get one bigger rocket? That is something we should.
You
really
won't
look
make it
at.
past the
You won't
first
make it to
20
the-
minutes.
So what I
You
would
won't make it to
propose,
the end of the show.
I think that
Especially if there's a board meeting involved.
Medical program with protocols in place before anybody steps back on that range in a significant way.
Yeah, health and safety is going to be important, especially given the fact that
This
Tom
time.
and Travis both went to the hospital
I'm not
as a
saying
result
that they're
of
bad
the
at this,
activities
but-
of the last few months.
It would have been great to have had my vitals and all that being recorded when the dosimeter went off and said I was exposed to radiation.
Because you
There's
weren't.
something going on.
I mean, you might have been. I don't know.
know. How can we learn more about it?
That's why I want to know, how could we get a really deep core
Gee.
sample? Like, can we dig really, really, really deep?
If only there were people who
Dig.
studied this stuff. Only there were people who were qualified to study radiation under the ground. Man, if only there were people. God, what would you call that?
I think you'd find him in physics department.
I mean, geology,
I don't know. Who are the people that work there?
physiologists.
I don't know. I thought it was all those people who just like work on, getting your arms loose and stuff like that.
Just putting your arm through like walls.
Yes. But
How do you feel
they're
about
doing a
doing
roundabout
that?
nothing talk. You know what you would need? How about a hypothesis, a couple testing goals?
And you're the one that has suffered
An actual scientist.
This goes way back to what we
Right.
talked about when we first.
Hey, it's No Dig Dragon coming back up to the
I don't wanna put
surface.
you in harm's way.
Yeah. No digging.
Now they're making it Tom's decision if they dig or not because he's the damsel in distress.
How do you feel about doing that, Dick?
Yeah, Geo Lalalalukask.
I don't want you to feel like you're pushed into that.
Well, the points that we identified are not that deep.
They end this show with a
15, 20 feet
backhoe
is not a
or
big deal. I'm
drill
just gonna wear my
seconds away
tinfoil
from
hood.
starting to drill. I'm going to throw something.
I do have a lot of people around
Not you
me.
though. I won't throw you. I love you.
No,
Without
not him.
doubt, my injury was tied to the digging.
You
It's
need.
not conclusive that it was the digging. So
I think
that's
they
why
have
they're
pops
part
for
of it.
these
So,
guys.
yeah, I would. I'd just be very cautious. Oh, I have a question for you guys.
Oh no, there's storylines here for
For the
everybody.
first time since you've owned the ranch, this is the largest group of people to be on that ranch. And I know, you were
It
you were
is?
giving me a
I
hard time
mean,
at the
it was an
beginning because you
active
said it's almost
ranch
like
in the
you guys
90s.
talk as if this ranch has a personality.
Man, I gotta
because
find
we
that
talked about
thing on
how
Reddit.
when
The
you introduce
Dragon and the
somebody new to the ranch,
Dragon and the
you're
PhDs, where he took a picture, like promotional picture.
It
They were
responded.
a band name.
Yeah.
I have to tell you guys, when Brandon first invited me in, first day I came in here, I honestly didn't
We
know
actually
what to
thought you
expect,
were a
but I
real
didn't
person
think
and
you
didn't
guys
realize you
really
were a talking
onto
head
what you were,
from Ancient
because
Aliens.
I don't believe 99% of the things that people claim they've seen, right? I think this is in that 1% of the unexplainable weirdness, the what is.
He's
and
from the
now
Ancient
we've
Aliens
got
TV show,
indisputable
FYI.
evidence that there is a
I
real
mean, check out his hair. You know he's 18.
that is happening that is unexplainable. Whatever you want to call it. High
That was a
strangeness,
dig.
It's real and it's there, and I think the ramifications of it is world changing.
Agreed. And I'll tell you what I told you when we started on this adventure. I truly believe now more than ever, if this ranch can help us better understand the nature of the universe, and perhaps confirm that we're not alone? This will indeed be the greatest science project.
See, I thought there were pops for them, but I'm wrong. There's not.
Right.
Oh, it's called Funko.
Next
isn't
year,
it?
they gotta get better ratings.
So we appreciate you coming in and spending the
Well,
time.
you have my personal interest, Brandon, and I just want to make sure you all understand.
Well, I mean, if they do get pops, I want the Dragon Pop.
And so
Right?
you all continue to validate, replicate, and investigate even
Obfuscate,
more. I'm anxious
something
to
ain't.
see what the next step
Land too
brings,
late.
and I think that only helps the entire state. So thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for the donation to my reelection campaign.
Thank you.
Right?
We'll continue to keep you informed as to.
No, but they
what
do
we
have Addams
continue to
Family ones that
observe
are kind of cute.
and ultimately what we discover as we move forward.
I'm trying to see what else is on that logo behind the board on the screen. It says SkinWalker Ranch, something. So they're already doing internal branding.
Yeah, because that's a different one than they had at the beginning of this season.
To take this forward in a more
So
aggressive
this guy's got some ideas.
something is going to happen.
I don't know if it's going to be the Woo theme park or something.
Yeah, he's got. Now remember, he's a real estate guy, so
Yeah, he's got some plans.
my theory still is if this doesn't take off for him, he's planning on selling it and using this to drive the price up.
What they look like in the sky.
Yeah, I mean, you could make a community of a bunch of yahoos
Set up a system
and have them run around. It is. It's like a vacation spot. Some
Yeah.
people like to go to the beach. Some people like to go to the
Well, and it's got a little bit of everything. It's got portals, it's got demons, it's got shadow people.
They're doing here.
Her hair was really
Yeah,
long.
by not being specific, it's what you want. It's what you want to hear. You want to go to look for ghosts? Cool, we got ghosts here.
Yeah,
You want aliens? Yeah, we got aliens.
we got
You want to see
shapeshifters.
Amazing and outlandish to me.
You want interdimensional
That's it.
Bigfoots?
But after
Why not?
experiencing what I did this summer, there's no doubt in my mind
Zoom
that there's a
and
How far did they have to zoom to be able to see that? That's like 1 pixel out of the fucking video.
You got to see a UFO, dude.
It's a UFO.
As we move forward.
Oh, and then we are there looking at
Cover
Satan.
something that could
It's Satan, right? The computer system?
Oh yeah, that was Satan. I was like, Satan? Oh yeah.
Tom, you all right?
Eric built Satan.
Yeah, they're,
Well, as they say,
This was not from the show.
And we have just
it's the same one.
begun to scratch the surface of what's happening here. For every answer that we're getting in our investigation,
Oh, there's the hidden
we're
room.
creating 10 more questions. What in the world?
Don't forget to show that dead cow some more.
And who knows?
Oh, there you
what
go.
Crazy and amazing things are in
Really
store.
over this cow.
Dickon is on. Let it rip.
Let her rip,
Yeah, ain't that cool?
I guess.
It's absolutely inconceivable. The amount of things that we
Inconceivable. Come on, they're not giving us
What this
any
looks
clips
like,
of him
there's
holding the
something
damn phone reading
Upside down.
which he does on every single
that there's
episode.
an unusual phenomenon
Every
that is
goddamn episode.
not a normal
This moron's holding the
occurrence.
thing upside
He
down.
does. He does. We're not even making that up. He literally holds it upside down.
Experiments.
And then goes, the readings are coming from the sky.
SkinWalker Ranch may hold secrets to the universe that we've yet to uncover.
They said nothing. They have not said a goddamn thing in this show.
I'm going to pause there
Nothing.
because otherwise it's just going to start
Nothing.
playing it again. So, season 1 of
I blame
Skinwalker.
you.
Season 1, Skinwalker Ranch, in the can. What have we learned? What lessons
I
have we learned?
hate people.
You don't hate people. You just hate the History Channel. They're not real
I hate
people.
the History Channel with a passion. I want to kick them right in the shin.
I just want to consult with them and make sure.
Okay, I need to calm down.
Oh, he is so cute. Is he plushy or is he hard plastic all the way?
Oh, hard plastic all the way.
Oh, he's so cute. I love the bobblehead. I need a bobblehead of myself so I can make fun of myself. But okay, he's cool. What have we learned about the secrets of Skinwalker Ranch?
The secret, singular.
Yeah, because
That's
I'm
the
gonna
important
drag this out for another 20 minutes. So let's vamp.
So the secret. This is actually the quickest we've ever actually recapped the show, even with it running at full time.
That's true.
Normally it's at least an hour and a half.
We
to
kind of gave up
2
with the
hours.
stopping it I think next time we watch this, I'll do like I did here and just kind of turn the volume down so that we don't have to pause it every time we want to yell at it. Yeah, that did seem to help some. Because it's the pausing that makes it take forever.
Yes. I mean, we're not exaggerating. This was a good representation of the series. A hell of a lot of boardroom meetings.
Yeah.
A hell of a lot of talking about what they want to do.
And not doing any of it.
A hell of a lot of pearl clutching over minor things. Oh, I got a boo-boo on my finger.
I got the vapors in the holes.
I got the vapors.
He honest to God got the vapors. And I'm not even convinced he had the vapors. Because he really just started looking around and he was like, "Don't you guys feel that? You guys feel that, right? You guys. I feel weird. Can you tell that I feel kind of weird?" He wasn't even flushed.
He wasn't flushed. The guy who was like kneeling next to him in the same airspace is laughing at him.
Yeah, it's a really good show to watch critically to see how television can manipulate what you're watching. Because this entire series, in my opinion, is all about watching them manipulate the viewer and the film footage. Bill's right, there's a lot of gaslighting going on. Anytime someone on the show points out the obvious, the rest of the crew will jump on them almost instantaneously and be like, no, but what about? So, like, if you're not there for the narrative, you get cut out. They've had three women on this show. None of them have had more than maybe 20 seconds of airtime. And very few lines for any of them. The talking head reporter from the talking head from Ancient Alien. She got to throw some word salad out there that did nothing to do anything. I don't know why she was there other than to lend credence to the alien idea. But yeah, as entertaining as this show is, and haha, it's funny. I'm actually really concerned about this kind of programming because this is direct manipulation, and it's bad. It's not manipulating it for any particular... I mean, it doesn't seem to have a motive behind it other than to keep eyeballs on the show, but at the same time, this isn't science, but it's being sold as science. The experiments that they're doing are not experiments, but they're being sold as experiments. I mean, the misinformation that is coming out of this series alone is damaging to people's perspective of actual real science. And that has me concerned.
The only good thing for us on this is that it's done so sloppily.
Mm-hmm.
They do it without caring.
Mm-hmm.
The editing is sloppy. Their in the field stuff is sloppy. Like I said, you can catch people laughing at them.
Mm-hmm.
You can catch the mistakes being happen because whoever's doing the editing doesn't care enough for that. So for us, it's then we can start pointing out where the faults are. But you know, it's one of these kinds of shows. It reminds you that the cast of these kinds of shows don't even know what it's going to look like.
That's true.
You know, the simple trick of like every reaction shot, you know, it didn't actually react to the thing that they're reacting to. They're moving things along.
Or they've been told to do another take.
Yeah. Or retakes happen.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know, there'll be conversations that aren't conversations. They'll say one person said one thing,
mm-hmm.
and then they'll throw in a clip of somebody saying something else, but they aren't at the same time.
Yeah.
Type of thing. Same with all the other physical phenomena. You know, they'll look into the sky. I didn't bother. We could probably, because they do actually put dates on all these things here. One of the things I was curious about, if I was going to go deeper into this, instead of drinking, was to calculate where the moon was, moon positions during the course of this thing, because they show a lot of moon shots.
Reddit has been,
in here.
As much as I hate giving Reddit credit for anything, Reddit has really been on this, and yeah, with the moon phases, people have been like date checking that on Reddit.
Yeah, and funny thing is, like Reddit, where you would expect the super fans are, they have not been very happy with the series.
I think that's telling,
because it doesn't go anywhere. There is no, at least Oak Island, you know what they're doing. They're hunting for treasure.
Right.
They're hunting for Templars.
And they finally decided it's Templars now?
They are mentioning Templars a lot more now.
Okay, so they've committed, finally. 5 seasons in. 7.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So we need to start that counter programming with Scott Walter, so we can,
That's where that's going. Because he's trying to make a comeback. But anyway.
Oh no, I don't know if he's going there, but we could offer a counter programming. We're his #1 fans, all right? I want him back on TV.
Do you?
Do you?
I don't know if I could be in the same room with Scott Walter, but anyway, finish. Sorry.
This show has no focus.
Huh.
We are dealing with ghosts.
Uh-huh.
We are dealing with obfuscated Native American traditions.
That we only mention when it's beneficial for us to mention them, and they're always out of context and never are from the mouth of someone who is actually familiar with it. It's just...
The closest you get is, I talked with some tribe over there, and they told me this is what they said.
I'm pretty sure they didn't talk to you about the Skinwalker. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, so you have that. You have the idea of aliens and alien aircrafts. You have the idea of weird radiations coming off of the ground surface. You have weird lights coming off the ground surface. You got weird vapors coming out of the ground. You have underground phenomena. You potentially have an tunnel system underneath this entire thing.
I'm willing to believe there's a tunnel system. I'm willing to believe there are caves there. I mean, I would be surprised if there weren't, honestly. But still,
it looked like a loose enough landform for something like that.
Yeah. My favorite thing so far has been the invisible hovering object that's 2 miles up off the ground?
One
mile up. An invisible floating object that they can't see. It's only a mile up, guys. Straight up.
Nothing's ever bumped into it.
That's apparently what if you watch that episode or watch our recap of that episode, that's apparently what eats the weather balloon, this invisible object that no one can see. And
no.
And the way that they figured out that it was there is literally they took a photograph. Oh, they did try to triangulate holding their devices upside down. Yeah, and then they just took a photograph, not even a map, just an aerial photograph shot, and tried to... They took 3 different strings, stood at 3 different ends of the table, and pulled them all together at the center. I mean, and that's how they decided that it was about a mile up. There's no scale. There's no measurements. There's nothing.
I've noticed someone jumped into our voice chat. Do you have a question? We'd be more than happy to answer.
Hi, actually no questions. I was just curious about the stream because I just, managed to get on my computer for today.
The curse of the early sessions.
So I'm happy to be here, and I was listening intently.
Okay, then we'll keep listening. We're doing our wrap up right now. We just finished watching the season finale of Secret of Skinwalker Ranch.
Live for Archeo Gaming Con.
Hey, to be fair, we were promised digging, but because of Dragon
will not let you dig. He is no dig dragon.
Will not let us dig.
Unfortunate.
He's very that is the one thing I truly believe is that Dragon is completely against digging. Even on the podcast, there's a podcast component to this that is not us, but we do have a podcast. But the show's producers also.
We're gonna put the rest of them out someday.
I got 2 more recorded. Maybe I'll just finish. Anyway, the producers of the TV show also have a podcast where they kind of recap each one of these episodes, and they've brought Dragon on a couple times, and he is very much against the idea of digging. I think Dragon actually believes something is going on. I think Eric might actually believe something's going on. The rest of them, I'm not so sure about. I mean, I don't believe for a minute that Taylor... This is just a goof for Taylor. You're on here twice. You can go live.
Did that show up? I'm trying to see if this...
You can go live when I go live?
No, but it's not showing up on the feed, though.
It is if I click on it. Hang on. There it is. Ooh.
I just want to get that picture on here for a second.
Look what I learned to do. You guys, this just got cooler. I guess I could shut this one off. We don't really need to stare at it anymore. Stop streaming. Okay, that didn't work.
We are professionals here. Welcome to
Look, you get this.
Here, we are the two. We are 2 of the 3, coordinators of this con. So we are.
You know what?
Pros.
You know what? Since we've only got a couple minutes left here. I'm gonna hype my con because this has gone really well. This has really done well. I'm very happy with it, and yes,
it's a bigger picture now.
It is a bit. It is Dragon and the PhDs. Well, that one did. Somebody even put a parental advisory on there. Nice.
There we go. I'm just gonna leave that there.
That's funny. But yeah, I mean, this has gone really well. Discord's actually been very kind to us, with the exception of the audio problems that I had with Bill's thing yesterday. We've had no issues really. I'm knocking on fake wood because I'm trying to not jinx us, but thank you everybody for coming to the con so far, and thank you for everybody who will be participating further because this has been going amazingly.
A great RPG table thing this morning.
Yeah, we did actually. That was
plenty
neat.
of great things lined up for the rest of this afternoon on here, and I expect they'll be on at our next thing noon.
Yes, the next thing's in like 30 minutes, give or take, 40 minutes.
So get your lunch breaks in now.
Yeah, go get your lunch breaks and your coffee.
If you're across the pond.
Yes. I think it's another Valve thing, too. Value. Why? I am determined.
Value. Oh, it is another value thing.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to pop into that one because I'm very curious about that.
Yeah.
I'm curious about everything. This is a wonderful experience of just like learning how big archeo gaming is and in how many different directions it can go into and twists and turns.
Yeah, and this is just the beginning of day 2. Day 2. We got 2 more days.
Goofy things.
Yeah. This is not exactly archeo gaming, but frankly, I feel like they're all role-playing that they're researchers, and they're role-playing that they're researching something, so this is totally... And Bill and I were technically role-playing when we were doing this, because, yeah.
I got a hat on.
He does. We're pretending like we're archaeologists.
Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda.
I have props.
You do have more props than I do. All I managed to do was find TNT cups.
Because I couldn't get my background to work, so...
Yeah, see, I was too lazy to set mine up, so that's why you get this beautiful... This is my backyard. Is it not the most loveliest backyard ever? Anyway, I think at this point we've pretty much talked ourselves out. Are you excited about Season 2?
Yay.
Are you excited to go back out to Arizona again?
Utah.
Yep, that place. Are you excited to go back to Utah?
Utah. I mean, there was the 1 week I went to Vegas.
Oh, that's right. You were in Vegas that 1 week. And the helicopters and the slushy. Didn't you crash? Yes, you crashed at one point. You survived a helicopter crash.
I survived a helicopter crash. Then was flying a experimental drone, which was circular in shape and had some silver on it.
I remember that one. Yep. I need to get a better setup for Homestead 2 because if we're going back, I want to look like we are in creepy Homestead 2. So I need to get that set up a little bit better. But yeah, so we have plans for Season 2.
Go over to the Fantasy's channel. We do have at least one of these episodes up.
We do. I will get the rest of them up. There is a playlist to make it easy for you.
You them live, I think. At least one of them was.
Yes. This has been the smoothest live recording we've had, so we're just going to keep doing this format. And...
Yes, we are.
Yeah. All right. Bill, thank you very much for joining me. Again, thank you for wrapping this up with me. It has been a long time coming, but we got there. Gosh darn it. And thank you to everybody who has been participating in the con. I can't wait to see the rest of the weekend. And go ahead, Bill. I'm sorry.
And we got to see what the sophomore album from Dragon into PhDs does, when it's going to drop. Is it going to be a surprise drop?
I need someone to make music for this album. Do it.
And they made a mistake here. Mysterious. The next album needs to be called Phenomenon. I need some work.
How did you not name
Photoshop
it Phenomena? Yeah, someone needs to Photoshop that to say Phenomena now.
Yes.
All right, anyway.
All right.
See everybody later. Thank you all for joining us.
Bye-bye. Phenomenon.